This was some fight. This was some fight. It was a good fight. In the UK, Leonard Bundu retains his European welterweight title with a split decision over the unbeaten Frankie Gavin. Frankie Gavin, a star amateur, won the world championships, messed up the weight in the Olympics. You know, both men, you know, they got off to their predictable starts. Bundu was trying to find his way inside. Wasn't an easy target for Frankie to land a jab on, you know. Stayed moving, Bundu, lateral movement. Gavin did well in patches, turning, spinning, and throwing Bundu to the floor, you know. He done well with that, and it offset a lot of Bundu's attacks. One has to question, though, if Frankie was boxing away from home, would he have got away with them throwing tactics as much as he did against Bundu? That's not legal, some of the throws that Frankie was doing. But nevertheless, a good tactic for him. Gavin was doing well at times in some of the early rounds, circling away from Bundu's right hand, you know, and jabbing. Bundu, however, when he opened up and threw his punches in combinations, Frankie was vulnerable. Frankie's defensive skills worked well at slipping one punch. Nobody's really threw combination punches at Frankie Gavin until today. And when Bundu started throwing his punches in twos and threes, he was getting success. Trapped Frankie on the ropes, rattled off shots to the head and the body. And I believe it was in about the 5th or the 6th round where Bundu threw a beautiful left hook underneath Frankie's ribcage and floored Frankie heavily. Frankie was hurt badly, you know. And I think the referee administrated the count correctly, but it seemed like a long count. And then, did Frankie lose his gum shield, or did something happen? Frankie went back to the corner, and he got a long time to recover. And the bell rang. Bundu was smiling like he said, "Damn, I didn't get no chance to follow up here," you know. But Bundu, he kept rattling off them combinations on Frankie, trapping Frankie on the ropes. Frankie lost his legs at times, you know. He was still boxing well enough to make it tight on the scorecard, especially with home advantage. But Frankie got hurt on several occasions to the body, and a couple of headshots troubled him. One body shot in the 11th nearly folding him in half, but, you know, he regained himself well to probably take a share or maybe scrape the round. And it was a close fight. The right man won, and Frank Warren is probably going to try and get a rematch ASAP. So Leonard Bundu retains his European welterweight title. Just going to listen to Frank Warren. Frank Warren saying that he thinks Frankie won the fight. He would say that. He obviously would say that. He wants Bundu to return to the UK and give him a rematch. Bundu looks like he's up for it. But, you know, obviously Bundu's people are going to want them to up that paycheck, Frank. You're going to have to, you know, come correct from out that checkbook, boy. If you want that rematch, that's only right. You know, Bundu performed away from home, so, you know, it's only right that he gets more leeway in the negotiations in terms of money in any return match. Frankie Gavin wasn't exposed. He wasn't exposed, but, you know, he was said to be a defensive wizard by many, and he does have a good defense. But if he fights at world class and fights a younger guy with better reach than Bundu, and that guy throws in combinations, Frankie's going to have all types of trouble. Frankie also doesn't have no punching power at this level. He doesn't hit hard at all. Bundu wasn't fazed by one of Frankie's shots, never. And Frankie did land some nice shots, boxing. Some good jabs and good straight rights. Some uppercuts from off the backhand. But he couldn't put a concentrated attack on Bundu to really stamp his authority on the fight. He couldn't do it. He did land his fair share of punches, though. Frankie is a decent mover in the ring, but he looks a little short of genuine world class right now. And he'll be back. He's probably very disappointed. Leonard Bundu is a very good fighter. This is the second time he's come over to the UK and turned over a British fighter. Lee Purdy being the last guy that he left in his trail over here, and now Frankie Gavin, you know. But surely Bundu will be looking for a shot at a major title right now as well, you know. Frank is going to have to pay out the ass to get Bundu back over here, because Bundu is 39 years of age. He hasn't got time to mess around, you know. The left hook to the body from Bundu was a beautiful shot, man, you know. He threw a short right uppercut to Frankie's chin, got his left foot outside of Frankie's right foot, and he just threw it beautifully. He didn't do no big swing. It was just perfectly landed, you know. Two southpaws, so Frankie's southpaw advantage was cancelled out in this fight as well. And, you know, it wasn't a good night for him, but it was a good learning experience. This was the best opponent he's fought. First guy who came at him with combination punches and had decent movement, you know, himself. And, you know, you got to give your props to Leonard Bundu, and that's what I'm going to do. I say peace out.